Okay, guys, it's Drive and Thrive. I'm going to talk in this video about something that really made me angry and irritated. All right, it's an Uber Eats statement addressing the mayor of Seattle's order to cap the limits of delivery prices in Seattle. Now, let me tell you one thing. All right, I've never thought that the surge pricing for Uber Eats was fair. I never thought that. It's always been unfair. Not only is it unfair to the customers who are paying their hard-earned money on this food, but it's also very unfair to the drivers, okay? Because the slight boosts in incentives that us drivers receive do not nearly match what the restaurant and Uber Eats itself is getting. So I don't even know if the restaurants are getting the boost. Basically, it's just Uber getting the huge boost, right? So anyway, let me quickly read Uber's response to the mayor of Seattle, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to give my opinion, and I hope that you guys will leave your opinions in the comments below. Okay, so on April 24th, Mayor Durkin issued an emergency order setting limits on what app-based food delivery companies can charge for delivery services in Seattle. Okay, so first of all, why did the mayor do that? Would it have anything to do with the global pandemic? Would it have anything to do with people not being able to work right now? So what is the mayor supposed to do? So listen. I made a video in which I said that the Uber Eats drivers are heroes. Why? Because if people can't leave their homes, or it's not safe to leave their homes, well, I mean, the last place that I would want to go to is a grocery store where it's just like packed with people. People, you're bumping into people. People are like, breathing all over the. Ordering delivery to your home is safe. All right. It's effective, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So people have not been able to get paychecks. They're trying to live off this little lousy $1,200 the government has sent us. Right. And Uber wants to exploit that by raising the prices. I mean, are they insane? Okay, I'm going to keep reading Uber Eats statement. It said, at Uber Eats, we charge restaurants a percentage of each order to help cover the cost of delivery service, including your earnings. Yeah, I know, I get that. That's fair. Why would it be a variable rate? Why are you adjusting the rate based upon anything? Keep it a fair rate for everybody. A fair rate for the customer, a fair rate for the restaurant, a fair rate for the drivers, right? So that's how business is done, okay? It's not exploitative, okay? It's not like, oh, well, because of certain conditions, which increases the demand. No. That is not the way things should be, especially this is basically an emergency service at this point. Uber Eats is like an emergency service at this point, okay? This is not a game anymore. It's not like, ooh, I don't feel like cooking. Okay, people need to eat. So this week, we will be determining any changes we must make in order to continue to provide work opportunities for you and to keep delivering for Seattle restaurants. I wish Uber would. I wish Uber would, in a global pandemic, somehow, stop deliveries in Seattle. All right? And think that the American people will put up with something like that. I would boycott Uber forever. I mean, the Uber rides, the Uber Eats, everything. I would never, ever do anything with Uber ever again. I would never support Uber. I wouldn't even say Uber. I would say the company that would not be named if they stopped delivery services because in a global pandemic, because the mayor of Seattle wanted to keep the prices affordable for people who are starving to death. Kidding me? I'm probably going to have to beep some of that out because this is YouTube. But anyway, please be assured that we will not be reducing your rates in response to the mayor's action. And as always, 100% of the tips go directly to you. This is the way that Uber Eats kind of pimps us out. They say, oh, you get 100% of your tips. Yeah, but you get 100% of the increased prices that you always charge for the surge pricing with the food. Yeah, but you get to keep all of that. The drivers don't get none of that. So this has never been fair for the driver. Yeah, this has never been fair for the drivers or the customers. It's always been about making Uber more profit. So then they said, however, the mayor's decision is going to force changes to our business. That could mean, you know what it could mean? Less profit for a minute, less profit for a month, 2 months, okay? Until the global pandemic is over, and then you can keep exploiting people and stealing people's money. How about that, man? Huh? These rich people have no shame. They just don't care. All they care about is more money. How much is enough, man? I mean, Uber is a worldwide corporation. I mean, I think it's fair to say billions, right? I mean, they had an IPO and everything. They're a publicly traded company. It is just so insulting. It's so embarrassing to even release an email like this. This has nothing to do with us drivers or the customers. You figure it out, man. And I'm always tired of Uber trying to extort individual cities. When an individual city, like whether or not it's like San Francisco or Seattle or someplace like that, when they try to look out for their citizens, all of a sudden Uber is like, okay, well, we can't do any business there then. No, we got to stop Uber rides. We got to stop Uber Eats. No, because unless we can make the most maximum amount of profit possible, we're going to extort the cities and force them to let us rape the people. It is ridiculous. Okay, so apparently it's the mayor of Seattle who is forcing Uber to change. And here are some of the changes that they said. They said the cost of food delivery for eaters could increase across Seattle. No, it better not. That's the whole point. No, that's the point. No, you're not going to increase the prices. If you increase the prices, the mayor of Seattle will respond by saying, no, you can't deliver. Or, but there's other services now. Don't get it twisted. I mean, you got competition. There is DoorDash. There is Postmates. There is Grubhub. There is competition. So why you think that you can exploit people like you tried to do in London with Uber, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Don't get it twisted. You can be gone. We don't need you. You can be dismissed. And I will have no love lost at all. Fewer delivery orders may harm earning opportunities because they're going to increase the prices. That's the whole point. Well, what do you think the mayor's trying to do? So, wait. So, what do you think the point of the mayor capping the prices was? So that you don't increase the prices. So, if you try to keep earning this ridiculous sort of profit by increasing prices, no, the mayor is going to say you cannot deliver in Seattle anymore. And you know what? And stop trying to scare us drivers by saying we have to support you. No, we don't. There's plenty of competition out there. Plenty. We don't have to do nothing. We will continue to keep you updated in the weeks ahead as we navigate this challenging situation. It's not challenging for who? It's not challenging for anybody but you who are seeking to exploit people during a time of crisis. If anything, look. See, I mean, this boils down to the problem with capitalism anyway, to be quite honest. Because in any other world, during a pandemic like this, people would be offering services for free. All those billions of dollars that you guys were able to save and collect all these years, okay, you guys, now it's time to give back to the community. But no, I mean, but you can't do that because this is a publicly traded company, right? You got stockholders now and all this type of stuff. And the only thing you guys care about the bottom line. But you know what? I don't care about you. I don't care about anybody at Uber. I don't care about your shareholders. I care about the people. I care about people who are hungry. I care about drivers who, by the way, okay, so obviously it's unfair, right? But you know what the restaurants in Seattle were asking the mayor to do? They said, look, just cap it at 15% commission. 15%. 15%. That's what Uber Eats is getting. Uber is getting. Now, listen to this. So, one restaurant said that in 4 weeks of using Uber Eats, they paid Uber $6,000 in commission. So these restaurants are struggling just like everybody else, by the way. They've had to deal with closures, paying their staff, even though the staff isn't working, even though they're not making any money. So, they've been like, oh, okay, well, you know what we can do? We can use Uber Eats. And Uber Eats can help. And Uber is just taking all the commission from them. They're taking all the profit. I heard about one company that lost money with Uber and then finally just said, oh, well, we don't need delivery like that. We won't be a partner. So, let's take a look at this article real fast. It said that not much has been easy, including balancing the budget. One restaurant owner said that Uber Eats takes 30%, a third. So the restaurants are saying we'll have to recoup the money somehow. So now if the restaurant's going to start charging more money, right? See, one way or another, the people who need it the most, the poor people of the city, are going to get screwed because they always do. So I'm to the point where I am so tired of corporations like Uber or any other company, right, that put profit before humanity. I'm just so disgusted with Uber. And, I've never said one bad thing about Uber on my channel. Not one time. I never said anything bad. When people were complaining that the gas, your car depreciation and the cost of gas and the actual the amount that you're making is less than minimum wage. I said no, it's still good. It's still good. Everybody that would say negative comments about Uber, I would always come in and I would defend Uber in some kind of way. I would say that Uber and companies like Uber are great for people because, people that can't find jobs or people with disabilities, like they can work as much as they want. They don't have to work all the time. They can take a vacation, all this stuff, all this. I am to the point right now where if I had to recommend for drivers to drive for a company, I would say, look, man, look for somebody else. And since you guys already know how, if anybody has been following my videos, you know how I feel about DoorDash. All right. But what do you think? Well, what do you guys think? This was sort of like a rant. This was a rant video. I admit it. I'm just getting my emotions out there. Because I can hardly believe the response from Uber. I would expect a response sort of like, all right, imagine that I'm the CEO of Uber or, I'm God or something, right? Or, my response would have been, look, I totally understand that we're in a pandemic right now. Uber has been lucky enough to profit from cities like Seattle, and we appreciate all the support from the customers. And we're willing to cap the amount that we charge the restaurants. So we're willing to cap our commissions and still pay the Uber Eats drivers their fair share. And we won't raise prices. And in fact, we'll eliminate surge pricing and everything like that goes with it. And we're going to do that until this crisis is over. Then we can reevaluate going forward from there. So I appreciate the mayor and the mayor trying to look out for the poor people in Seattle and everyone suffering from the crisis. And as a corporation, we're going to do whatever we can do to support people during this trying time or something. That's something like, not verbatim, obviously, right? I would have wrote it better. I would have said it better. But what I would not have done is do what Uber always does. We're trying to threaten cities, try to hold it over cities' heads. Like we won't. Oh, okay, well, we'll just close because we can't profit. We can't possibly make money off charging restaurants 15% commission. But that's not the only thing they do because they charge customers. They increase the surge prices for customers too. Okay, so Uber Eats is all across America. I mean, Uber Eats is across continents at this point, right? So what are they doing? Like, what do they invest? I mean, think about it. It's an app. Okay. The drivers provide their own vehicles. The restaurants make the food. The customers pay. What does Uber do? What do they do? Well, all they do is make money by being the middleman. That's it. There's no value. There's no contribution. There's nothing. Not only should the drivers form a union, but the drivers should themselves form a competing company. Look, there's a lot of intelligent people. Get together. Maybe we ought to form a competitor to these companies. We can be our own middleman. How about that? What do we need them for? We could have the middleman just be free, like some sort of Craigslist-like app, but just like have an application just like Uber and just eliminate the middleman. Go directly from the restaurant to the driver to the customer, completely eliminate Uber. See, nobody ever thinks about that. Uber does not have to exist, even for the driving part. What do we need Uber for? What do they do? What do they do that's so important that we can't do without them? You could just have the driver and the customer. I'm in Thailand right now. Right now, I'm in Thailand. And I'm going to do a video that shows my house in Thailand. And there's taxis all over the place. And now some of the taxis are regulated just like a taxi system in New York City. But a lot of these motorcycle taxis around here, they have their own motorcycle. They drive around. Someone flags them down. Okay, well, they hop on a motorcycle and they go. You don't need a middleman. So the fact that we don't actually need Uber and these other rideshare companies or these other gig economy companies, honestly, we could take it to the next level. See, they took it one level above. We can take it to the second level. We can totally get rid of these companies, right? But now it would take cooperation. It would have to be like some sort of grand cooperative. And look, would that be easy? No. All right. I would rather Uber exist and Uber do well. I would rather all these companies be fair to people and have them do well and everybody can benefit. But that's never what happens in capitalism, is it? That's never what happens. People get greedy. They get rich. While there are people who are at the top of Uber that are filthy rich right now, living in mansions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And these drivers are struggling to pay their rent. They're struggling to fix their cars. Not only does Uber not give you a car to go drive, because you're not an employee, you're an independent contractor, right? So they don't have to worry about paying your unemployment and all that. They don't have to worry about giving you a car or paying for your gas or paying for the maintenance of your car or any of that stuff. But while they don't have to pay for any of that, you have to shoulder the entire burden. They're charging restaurants 30% commission during a global pandemic crisis. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to just pick on and beat on Uber unfairly, but I think this is totally fair. And I hope that people are get mad about this and that somehow Uber comes out with some sort of statement and retracts this thing or something. and says, well, we apologize for sounding like, no. And just say exactly support people during this time of crisis. Understand why the restaurants and mayor of Seattle is trying to do what they're doing. They're trying to help protect people. All right, they don't give a rat's ass about your profit, and neither do I. And that's it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone watching this video feels differently than me. And if you think differently than me, please leave a comment below. Tell me where I'm wrong. All right, tell me something, because I am disgusted with Uber today. Usually I say drive and thrive, but I think my sign off right now is just be healthy, get through this trying time as best as you can, and let's all support each other. Let's be there for each other. All right, let's support each other any kind of way we can. All right, because we're close to turning the corner on this thing. All right, we only got a few more weeks, a couple more months. We're going to turn the corner and everything's going to go back to being like it should be. So take care of yourself and have a good day.